Welcome back to another Push to Prod AI coding session. Already got one out, I think, probably yesterday or something. But I wanted to jump on this because I've changed the how I'm recording to try and make it a little easier to see. So I wanted to just try that. So I thought, well, bugger, I'll get back on and try finish a little bit more of the filter work that I was doing on this top list feature. Which, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the previous video, I guess. We were using Claude Code there just to check it out. Obviously, that's paid and can get quite expensive. I just also wanted to show that a lot of the workflow I do is using Claude Sonnet through Cursor, like a bunch of other people. So in that case, what I've got here is I've got the browser open. I've got VS Code or Cursor, open with Sonnet. Just to make it easy at the moment, I've actually just turned the chat as an actual editing window, so you don't see all the other stuff, just so I can fit on the screen, because I'm not really going to use Cursor to edit. But I might, if I end up doing that, I'll just obviously I can just bring it over or something like that. So that's not too much of a problem. Yeah, I just want to just have that advantage, and then I can just obviously Alt tab. So let Alt tab over to Windows tab over to, or Mac, geez, Command tab, whatever it's called. I got the IDE which I'm using because it's Ruby running IntelliJ. Just easier to run it in debug all the time, basically. So yeah, that's why I've got it sort of set up that way. But again, this is partly the fun of this, is just experimenting as I go. These tools just keep coming out, so I'm sure I will change a million times throughout these episodes that I do. And yeah, if you like what you're saying, let me know. I don't really have much subscriptions on this channel, but yeah, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. It'd be cool. So where we left that off last time is there's no pagination on this thing yet. There's actually no pagination really in any of this, although just recently I put infinite scrolling in with Inertia 2, JS version 2 in the players screen. This screen's useless. It's just like really there for really, it's really an admin players screen, if anything. But because it was so simple, I got infinite scroll working on that, which I'll then roll back into some of these other screens, like our master ranking screens, which are quite complex. And then if the US one has like probably 1,000 something players, so you probably should need it. But again, I'll do another series on Inertia and Ruby and all that stuff. But it's still quite performant, given this is running with no caching in the development mode, and it's not too bad to load that many up, considering what it's doing and all this rank tracking and stuff like that. So it runs faster on the production, obviously. Yeah, I want to get back to these filters. So I think what I'll do is start introducing Cursor to some of these contexts that we've been working on. I guess this is the weird thing: when I don't have the files open in Cursor, they don't automatically get added in here. So I'm going to have to remember what they all are by looking at Ruby. So maybe this setup doesn't work perfectly, but because obviously with Cursor, I'd be used to just grabbing the file, putting it in, but obviously I can't do that here, but that's all cool. Arming list table. Maybe I didn't even have that in there. That's interesting. Why is that not coming up? Because I can't type. I'll just give it some of this. Probably doesn't even need the controller yet. I can go and find that later. Okay, let's just get this happening. What I'll probably want to do is just start playing with these filters. So one of the things was just the spacing and everything, which I might compare to the tournament. I think it was this one, tournament. The tournament list. I'm trying to remember, so it's getting late here. We just did this yesterday, whatever it was, tournament list. Timeline. That's right. It's a tournament timeline. That's right. But in here it uses the I don't know, tournament filter controls. So probably want to tell it to look at how this thing's built. That's what I might do. Okay, I'll just say the filters at the top of this table should follow the pattern like our tournament filter controls and be what do you get contained in a new component. Ensure the sizing is similar. Yeah, so it's what it does. I don't know if that's enough to actually generate it, but we'll see. And yeah, just I mean, given that this agent is just it's $20 a month for Cursor, it's doing a pretty good damn job. Considering, you know, I don't hit many limits on it, although, you know, it's sporadic throughout the day. So I don't know if there's limits that you'd see with Claude 3.7, like what we probably saw in episode 2. Sometimes 3.7 can go off and do more stuff than that you really wanted. But we'll just let it sit, see what it does. Excuse me. Yeah, at least he's going to wrap them up in a filter. Yeah, see, this one was just all whacked at the top here. So I'm assuming it'll come in here and start changing some of this. It's riveting, though. Obviously, when you got to watch it, if you hopefully if you're listening to this, not too boring. But and yeah, I mean, again, just the size of the share screen here, if it's readable. I don't know. Maybe that cursor side isn't. It looks pretty small still, but I guess we'll see on playback. What we'll end up doing is just so you know, if you are jumping in, didn't go look at the other ones. Oh, god damn, that's not right. We're going to add a couple more like these filter things to filter down the table. Probably, actually, I want to add date onto here. Don't even know if I need date as a column. Probably not actually, but I might add it as a combo box because really, like I was saying in the last episode, again, this is all business domain, hobby domain, because it's just a fun website. You probably want to look at these from a point of view of just what's more recent because the game changes. This is a game ranking product. We can just see it works out because it's obviously not at the moment. This faction dial filter, it should not be this big. Okay. I'll accept it, but I'm going to chastise it because it's not. Let's give it a screenshot. Paste it in here. I'll say the horizontal sizing is still off. The filter by should not wrap, and the faction select is way too long. I was going to say also the faction select should. I wonder if you know what it is. I'll just leave that there at the moment. Now, it's actually reused one of this faction select combo, which is actually used more in an editing context. So I think that's why it says no faction. Let's just check that. We did see that, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we saw faction. Well, now it's gone and changed stuff. I'm going to have to find where. Okay, I mean, this controls. Cool. Yeah, the faction select. I have to add some variant onto that then because now that it's used as a filter, it's not really a select. What does this one do? It says filter. Might ask it which way it prefers, because technically it's if it's doing this stuff, no, you do not take that out. This is a bug thing. Okay, that's better there. Now the issue that box is used in that select, sorry, is used in some other areas, which I do not want it to change. Don't think it's changed that. But that portal, seems to be. I don't like that it changed that. I'm going to take that off. That pretty sure that was a bug that I was fixing. I'd rather not do that. Cool. Yeah, it's to do with this. This wasn't working, and to be honest, I might have to check this on the phone. It was a problem with more with the phone, but anyway, I've rolled that back. I don't like that little change they did. That's why you got to watch this stuff, because you just can't let the thing go crazy. Anyway, cool. Now I'm going to ask it about this faction select thing, because because we're reusing the faction select as a filter, the no selected option doesn't really make sense. Either add a variant or create a specific faction filter component. And the no select option should say all factions. I wonder what it'll do. I don't even know what the right thing. Technically, I guess changing it is still technically a select, so I guess probably we should get rid of the faction filter, but it's going to actually want to create one. Okay, let's just do that. Be right for now. And that's not too bad. Down the track, we might turn these filters to be multi-select, so it's probably not too bad to create a different component for that. At least these are looking better. Placement, the actual things are working. Cool. Okay, I like that. That's pretty good. I don't know where it put it. Let's have a look at fork. Okay, it's just whacked it right in there. Cool to leave it there at the moment. I don't know if that's where I want it long term. And then what I like to do, obviously, what we talked about is just stage some of these things. Now, you could do lots of commits, but I don't know. Then you end up squashing them, and is what it is. Okay, now let's add. A date filter. I don't want a date column added, but we do want to be able to filter by tournament. Let's make sure it understands the list that belong to results in tournaments whose dates are either, all dates, whatever. The other option would be less than 2 weeks. I'll say past 14 days. Past 3 months. Yep, that's it, just then, at least at the moment. Yeah. Oh, and the other filter will be region. That's the other one. So being able to just look at the United States, for example, their army lists. The different countries sometimes have sort of different meta, and that's what we're calling this, the meta. Cool. Yeah, we'll let that run. We'll see if it works. I don't know. Maybe I should try put paging into this because this is a global. I mean, if you look at the stat again, this is a backed up production, but the stats here, 760 army lists, but technically only 10% of the tournament results currently have army lists. I'm going to try do some viral sort of marketing loops in here to try and do more of that. To get people to submit their lists. Yeah, it's going to put a date column in anyway. I don't want it. And, I could very much see if I can get this cranking that there's going to be a lot more army lists. So this page, definitely needs to be pages. I mean, they all do, but originally didn't have it, and so I haven't added it in here, but maybe we can do that as well. Let's see what happens. All time. Past 14 days. No results. Past 3 months. No results. So it's not picking up the date, basically. So let's just check all this. Date is supposed to be false. Interesting. Remove. What are you doing? Remove the date column from the table. We said not to add one. It's the first thing. And then secondly, the time filter isn't working. So check the dates of the I don't know, perhaps, maybe, because I can't remember. Let's have a look so you guys know what inertia does. Man, right when I'm recording, my throat's gone weird. Like once, because it acts as a single page once it's running, it's actually just doing JavaScript to load this. I can look at the props. There's all the army lists coming through. But what do we bring in? Because we're not going to bring tournaments. We're just going to bring army lists, and but we do have the faction. We do have the tournament result, and the tournament is on here. The date isn't in there. Okay, so I'll just grab one of these so we can have a look at it. There is no date for the tournament inside the army list. So address that to fix the date filtering. Cool. Won't go as long as the last one. I'll probably only go about half an hour on this one. So we'll see where we get to. Okay, it finally got rid of that one. I didn't want it there. It's going to have to fix up the serializer, and I don't think it... No, don't do that. Stop. No, no. This is the problem with the context. The army list. The day. I think, yeah. Anyway, hopefully that is the right serializer. I can't remember. Let's just have a look while it's editing that. Yeah, okay. It's getting some pretty gnarly nested stuff in here, which I don't really like, but it's all good. Okay, so now hopefully it's actually working on the date filter. You don't really need to know the dates. And I mean, you could probably put it as a slightly different, I don't know, maybe even a small date up here or something, but generally it doesn't matter. See if it's actually picked this up. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, you haven't. You've broken it. I think it's picked up the wrong. I think it's added a wrong method into the serializer. I scanned that. Let's have a look. Method missing. Yeah. I mean, bloody hell. Come on. Usually it goes and adds stuff, so it's very weird. Let's add the model so it can actually work out. I think I have to even add army list model. Please use the right attributes for the tournament dates. Start date, probably. Yeah, I have seen it actually go and find that out, but obviously not with the context I've got it there. For some reason. Cool. Okay, let's load that again. That's probably, if it's passing it through as the date, it should be right. Doesn't look good. No, still not working. Okay, I'm going to have to get it to check this date filter because it ain't working. Okay, but the date time filter still is just returning nil. Well, nothing for the army lists. So this is obviously client-side filtering. When I add the paging, obviously we're going to have to switch the server side anyway, so maybe this is redundant. It's a bit of a bum, actually, yeah. But anyway, I'll worry about that later. It's funny, you think the date one would work better, but anyway. Don't put it back in there. It's going to put it back in. It's going to put the date back in, I bet, into the column. It's fun watching other things code, isn't it? Okay, it's come back up. Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh, it's going to put the date back in. I don't want the date. Yeah, this is what we tried before, and it was still showing it, so I'm not sure. The column visibility stuff doesn't seem it's working with the rounds. Oh, no. Thought I was getting lucky there, but it's not. Okay, the filtering. Oh, it's not working with the rounds. Yeah, what am I thinking? Actually, I just wanted them there. That's right. So, okay. I think that's actually right. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking better because I know these are recent tournaments. Okay, that filters, but your column visibility settings don't actually work. I'm okay with rounds staying visible, but don't show the date, please. You got to be nice sometimes. I mean, this is where you sort of sometimes think I'll just go in and change it myself. But I mean, the whole purpose is to see how much you can do without actually coding. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that, if that's an option. Enable hiding true. Is that a tan stack table property, maybe? And it's not, hasn't gone though, so I don't know if you got it right. I'll just refresh and see. No. Yeah, well, it's not working, dude. It's hallucinating with these options. Okay. Oh, now it's refreshed. Okay, it's not. That is correct. For some reason, it was just slow to refresh. Oh, God. I don't want to see that, though. It's because it's putting on a use effect. I don't like that. That's rubbish. No. No. Ooh, no, we don't want a use effect for that. You should be able to not show actual columns, but still filter on other values. I think, anyway. Might just push all these into stage. And we'll see how this goes. Let's see if it's going to work. Sorry, slight pause there. People were leaving the house there and it was a bit annoying. So yes, I've told it to, what did it do? So it keeps that there. Well, let's have a look. Seems to be working now, whatever it did. Got rid of the use effect. That was crap. In this column visibility. So it hadn't had that date setting in there. That's all. So yeah, it was just getting confused. Okay, so that, well, actually, let's see if it actually filters. Yes, it does. Look at that. That's cool. That is perfect. One of our fellow patrons did this list just the other day. Cool. That's good. Let's try one more filter then to close out, which is the region. Do I want that? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay, let's add one more filter called region filter. That filters on the tournaments region, display the country flag and region name in the filter. Similar to our, I'll put region selector, switcher, which is at the top there. Yeah, no. I was going to say don't put it in the table, but that's okay. We'll fiddle with that in a minute because you can see that on the player anyway. It's annoying when I'm thinking about that lazy loading. What's it called? Infinite scrolling and switching these filters over to server side. I'm assuming that's going to change all that logic. Probably make it simpler, to be honest, because all you're doing is hitting a param probably up in the bar and then pushing it all to the server. So probably maybe we should have done that in the first place. But anyway, we will do that as another video. Getting regions up there. I feel like I probably want to put regions last because I don't know, you wouldn't really care. Most of the time you just look at all of them. Oh, it's hiding them. That's good. Okay. Want that wider, and we want the actual country name, not the country code. But it, pretty close. I mean, assuming it actually, yes, it's using the region code. Let's display the region's name, not code, and make the, what's that thing called? The select drop down area a little wider. Might even show it, a screenshot so it knows what I'm talking about. Just check while it's loading. Is it actually? Yeah, it's filtering. That's cool. Awesome. Ah. No. Regions is coming in globally. I'll show it. It probably doesn't know this. But yes, it does not need to do what it just did then. Going globally via page props called regions. Let's see if it fixes that, because that was a big no-no. You've really got to watch this stuff. I mean, I haven't even looked at a lot of these. Obviously, what I end up doing is putting pull requests in, even though it's just me mostly, and still check it all. But I imagine this could get way out of hand if you had a team of 50 people working on the thing. Also think that's partly what mid-level developers probably should be doing now. It's actually reviewing code more than that, and let junior developers do this sort of process potentially. I'm not sure, but I'll just go look at that region filter. Okay, it has got rid of that. Looks a bit better. Still not wider than I think it's getting confused. I want the actual, what is that thing called? Let's just have a quick look at the filter. Isn't it the select content, this guy? Please make the select content area wider. Cool, we're getting there. And then we'll probably close this one out in a minute if this works. It's getting pretty close. I'll have to go back and obviously think about, let's put the bloody region there again. It's probably missing that. This guy, which is Don't know if it should be editing while it's editing, but anyway. Still, that's not right still. I'll probably play around with that. That's not 100% right. But for purposes of what we've been doing today, I think that's fine. Yeah, so now you can just look at the Australian top lists. A lot of them came from that one tournament there. I think that's pretty cool. Cool. Anyway, hopefully that. Let me know if you are watching this, if the screen. I mean, I did this mainly to see how the screen worked. If you can see it a bit better than the huge widescreen monitor I was using before. But yeah, would really like to try kick into these more if once I get this, I guess, my recording format sorted, and then I'll do a lot more intro videos too around the technologies I'm using, things like that, because I've got some comments on that as well. But anyway, yeah, just interesting. I'd love to know what else you're using and your workflows. Anyway, thanks for watching another Push to Prod pod or video or YouTube, what do you want to call it? Like, subscribe, comment, please, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.